final preparations before the RMS Titanic. Voyage were among the most important and intense moments in the ship's history. Please subscribe. These last hours and days were filled with activity, coordination, and anticipation as one of the most advanced ships ever built prepared to begin its journey across the Atlantic Ocean. While the tragedy that followed often takes center stage, understanding these final preparations provides a deeper insight into how the voyage truly began. In Southampton, the Titanic stood ready at the dock, towering over everything around it. Its massive size and elegant design attracted crowds of people who came to witness the departure of what was considered a marvel of modern engineering. The atmosphere was filled with excitement, curiosity, and a sense of pride as the ship prepared to leave port. One of the most critical aspects of these final preparations was the loading of supplies. The Titanic needed to carry enough food, water, fuel, and other essential items to support passengers and crew throughout the journey. Workers carefully transported crates, equipment, and provisions onto the ship, ensuring that everything was properly stored and organized. At the same time, the crew was actively preparing for their roles. Each crew member had specific responsibilities, and these final moments were used to review procedures and ensure that everyone was ready. From engineers working in the engine rooms to stewards assisting passengers, every role was essential to the success of the voyage. Passengers also began boarding the Titanic during this period. They arrived with luggage, expectations, and excitement about the journey ahead. For many, this voyage represented a significant moment in their lives, whether they were traveling for leisure, business, or a fresh start in a new country. Another important part of the final preparations was the inspection of the ship's systems. Engineers carefully checked the engines, navigation equipment, and safety features to ensure that everything was functioning correctly. These checks were essential in confirming that the Titanic was ready for the journey. Despite the careful planning, there were still last-minute decisions that had to be made. Adjustments to passenger lists, changes in crew assignments, and other small details were handled during this time. These decisions were part of the normal process of preparing such a large and complex vessel. The port itself was a scene of constant activity. Workers moved quickly to complete their tasks, while passengers and visitors observed the ship. The sound of machinery, the movement of cargo, and the conversations of people created a dynamic and energetic environment. As the departure time approached, the sense of anticipation continued to grow. The Titanic had already gained a reputation as one of the greatest ships ever built, and many people were eager to see it begin its journey. The combination of its size, luxury, and advanced design made it a symbol of progress and innovation. The final checks before departure were crucial. Engineers ensured that the engines were operating correctly, while crew members confirmed that all preparations had been completed. These steps were essential in ensuring that the ship would be able to begin its journey smoothly. During these final hours, there was also a strong sense of confidence surrounding the Titanic. Many believed that it represented the peak of modern engineering and design. This confidence was reflected in the way the ship was prepared and the expectations of those involved. However, these preparations also highlight the complexity of managing such a large operation. Coordinating thousands of workers, handling large amounts of cargo, and preparing for a long journey required careful planning and attention to detail. The final preparations before the Titanic's voyage can be seen as the culmination of years of effort and planning. Everything that had been done during the construction and preparation phases came together in these last moments. More than a century later, these moments remain an important part of the Titanic's story. They provide valuable insight into how the journey began and the efforts that were made to ensure its success. In the end, the final preparations before the Titanic's voyage were a combination of organization, effort, and anticipation. They marked the transition from preparation to action, as the ship, its crew, and its passengers came together for a journey that would soon become one of the most famous events in history. The Titanic's departure was not just the start of a voyage, it was the beginning of a story that would be remembered for generations. And those final moments before it set sail remain a powerful reminder of the importance of preparation, teamwork, and the excitement of embarking on a new journey.